A lot of my video ideas come from questions people leave in the comments, and this is one of those. People ask about force feedback, self-steer, wheel settings, and why some drift cars feel natural while others feel like you're fighting the wheel the whole time. I used to think stronger force feedback meant I was getting more from the car. With drifting though, I'm starting to think force feedback can mess me up when it makes me hold the wheel too much. The wheel is already trying to come back through my hands. If I grab it too early, the car doesn't rotate cleaner. It just makes the next correction late. That's usually when the drift starts feeling harder than it needs to. Force feedback can be tricky because heavy doesn't always mean better. At first, a heavier wheel can feel more realistic. It has more weight to it, so it feels like the car is giving you more information. But drifting is different. The wheel needs more room to move. On a proper drift setup, the steering should want to return as the rear comes around. I'm still driving the car, but I shouldn't have to drag the wheel through the whole slide like it's dead. Quick note too, I don't mean a stock car should snap the wheel back like a full drift setup. A real drift car usually has front end changes that help the steering return harder. More caster helps out a lot. An angle kit also changes how the wheel behaves at big angle. So when the sim car is built like a real drift car, I want that steering to come back naturally. This is the feeling I'm looking for in Assetto Corsa. The wheel starts coming through my hands before I really force anything. I can add input when the car needs it, but I don't want to clamp down before the steering has a chance to move. The smoother movements usually happen when I stop trying to place the wheel perfectly. I let it come back first. After that, I only add enough input to keep the drift from running away. That feels way more natural than just cranking the force feedback up and calling it realistic. Once the wheel gets too heavy and I start blocking the self-steer, the car feels worse instead of better. Right here is usually where I can tell if I'm holding the wheel too much. The car is sliding, but the timing feels off. The wheel should have started unwinding earlier, but since I slowed it down, now I'm trying to catch up with the car instead of staying ahead of it. And that's the habit I'm trying to catch. It feels like the drift needs more hand input because the car feels harder to control. But sometimes my hands are the reason it feels harder. The wheel was already trying to come back, and I just didn't trust it enough to let it move. I kinda get why heavy force feedback tricks some people, because coming from a weaker wheel, that extra force can feel good at first. The steering feels a lot more physical, and the car feels heavier in your hands. But for drifting, heavier doesn't always mean better. When the wheel can't move fast enough, the car gets ahead of me. The catch usually comes late, and the slide looks sketchier than it needed to be. And that's when I start blaming the mod or the physics, even though I might just be holding the wheel too much. So I don't think the goal is the strongest force feedback possible. The goal is useful force feedback, strong enough to tell me what the front tires are doing, but light enough that I still let the car self-steer. This is the part I'm trying to pay attention to now. Not how heavy the wheel feels, but whether I'm letting it move when it needs to move. If I hold the wheel too long, the car doesn't look more controlled. It just looks like I'm late. The wheel wants to come back and I'm slowing it down before the car can settle. That's the habit I don't want to practice. So when I say your force feedback might be making you worse at drifting, I don't mean everyone needs to copy my settings. I just mean the wheel shouldn't make you hold on so tight that you stop letting the car do what it was already trying to do. I'll pin my wheel settings in the comment section too, just so you can compare them with your own setup. Before I end this, quick shout out to the modder who made this touge. This road has been really fun to drive, and it makes these little steering habits show up fast. I'll put the download links in the description for anyone who wants to try it. I'll catch you on the next run. Peace!